Right. So this past Thursday night, we found out the full shortlist for the 2024 CAF Awards. We had previously gone through a number of nominees on the women's side of things, and now we've come full circle with the men's. Now in this video, we're gonna go through each award and each nominees. We're gonna be telling you how I feel. I'm gonna be telling you how I feel about each nominee and also who I think will be winning the award. But before we get into that though, please make sure to like this video and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you very much. So yeah, first thing first, we got the Club of the Year finalists. And Club of the Year, basically the best club in the continent of Africa over the past year. And the nominees will be Al Ahly of Egypt, Zamalek of Egypt, and Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa. Now, Al Ahly, winners of the CAF Champions League, Zamalek, winners of the CAF Confederations Cup, and when it comes to Mamelodi Sundowns, they're champions of the African Football League along with their league. I believe Al Ahly also champions of the Egyptian League, but the African Football League was a new tournament that came up last season. I don't think they're playing it this season, or it's not started this season. It was basically the answer to the European Super League. The top teams in Africa, the top known teams in Africa, former champions of the Champions League and stuff, were in the competition. And it was basically played like a knockout format. Ayamba was in it, and at the end, Mamelodi Sundowns picked up the title. And I guess since it's a CAF competition, that's how Mamelodi Sundowns got their nod for the third team. But as far as the winner of the award, I think Al Ahly got that pretty locked down. They're in the Club World Cup right now and doing pretty well. I think they won their last game, if I'm not mistaken. I kind of saw that side-eyed a little bit, but I think Al Ahly's got this award pretty easily wrapped up. Then the Interclub Player of the Year finalists, you got Hussein El Shahat, Egyptian, plays for Al Ahly. Ahmed Sayed Zizo, Egyptian, also plays for Zamalek. Then you got Rowan Williams, a South African who plays for Mamelodi Sundowns. Now, for this award, of course, Hussein El Shahat plays for Al Ahly. They won the Champions League. He had a pretty good season. I guess he was their best player on the season. Ahmed Sayed Zizo, the same thing with the CAF Confederations Cup. And then you got Rowan Williams of Mamelodi Sundowns. If we were going to add what he did for his national team, I think it would be a no-brainer to put him up here. But if you're saying this is just an award for players on what they did for their club size, I don't know about all that. That's just my opinion on that one. But as far as the winners, it's kind of like the last one. The guy who won the Champions League and got nominated is more likely going to get the award. And that guy is Hussein El Shahat of Al Ahly in Egypt. And moving on, and we're going to go to the Young Player of the Year award on the men's side. We got 3 nominees for this one. The nominees are Karim Konate, Ivorian, who plays for Red Bull Salzburg. You got Umar Diakite, Ivorian, who plays for Stade de Rennes. And you have Lamine Camara, a Senegalese who plays for AS Monaco. Now to start, Karim Konate, he was fantastic last season, a striker. He plays for RB Salzburg in Austria, and he had a fantastic season last term. He had 20 goals in 29 appearances with 4 assists to add to that. Now this season has not been as great as the last. Only 2 goals in 9 appearances so far, and I believe he just picked up a pretty serious injury with his club. You got Umar Diakite of Stade Rennes having a pretty solid season this term. 4 goals, 1 assist in 14 appearances. Now he's already 1 goal behind his tally from last season. He scored 5 goals and 1 assist in 28 appearances. So in half the matches, he has almost reached his last season tally. And of course, he was one of the shining lights for Ivory Coast at the last AFCON. Really a striker, but mostly was played as a winger in that competition. And he was a real handful to deal with, to keep it real. Then last of the trio, you got Lamine Camara of course, of AS Monaco in the French top flight, and having a pretty good season for AS Monaco so far. 2 goals, 2 assists in 12 matches, and he's a central midfielder, so that's not like a striker getting those numbers. This is a midfielder getting those numbers, so that's pretty impressive if you ask me. The winner of this award, I feel like this one is pretty tough right here, but I really think it's a toss-up. I would go Lamine Camara. Karim Konate, of course, some great numbers, but you're doing it in the Austrian Bundesliga while these other 2 young men are doing it in the French top flight. I would go Lamine Camara because he has had impact not only with his club but with his national team. So even though all of them pretty much have, but I think Lamine Camara would be the player that I'm going with for this award right here. Plus, with 2 Ivorians in there, it's kind of like your prize right there, having 2 Ivorian nominees. So I think CAF is an organization like that will give you 2 nominees just to not give you a winner. But moving on, National Team of the Year, women's. I thought that was the short list, but I guess it's not. So we're going to go through this one. Morocco, Nigeria, and South Africa, all senior women's national teams. I think this is bull crap. I don't think any of these teams, including Nigeria, should be here. Like, what did you do? What did you do? I don't understand it. But if we're going to go like that, Nigeria got a free award right here. This is a free award for us. We were the only one in the Olympics. Where were you at? At home. So, Nigeria for the award. But personally, the under 20s, they did a great job. Under 17s did a great job. They should have been the ones nominated for this award right here. I don't understand it. Like, going to the Olympic and just looking horrible is a prize. That's real ridiculous right there. And even Morocco and South Africa, one of y'all shouldn't be here. Zambia made it to the Olympics, so why are they not here? And they have the Player of the Year nominee. So man, let's just move on. CAF is tripping. National Team of the Year men's finalists. South Africa again. Like, what are they doing here? But nah. Ivory Coast, Nigeria. First, second, South Africa. Understandable. Came third at the AFCON. I would have given it, like, I don't know. Me personally, I like to give it to the people that you never expected to make it as far as they did. I think those are people that also should be, up there for these awards right here. But with National Team of the Year, Ivory Coast, I mean, forget that they won that competition, but look at the road that Ivory Coast took to win in that competition. We beat them. Then they go, I think, did they lose to somebody else after us? I think they lost to Equatorial Guinea after us. And it was like they were all in shambles. They destroying stuff. They looking like us when we lost that World Cup ticket to Ghana, destroying stuff in their stadium. Coach got sacked. They bring in an assistant coach with little or no coaching experience, and he takes them all the way. And he's playing some real tough opponents. And he still did that. Took them all the way to the final and won it. Come on now. Like, it should be National Team of the Year, Ivory Coast, take the other 2 countries out. Let me just keep it real. Then we go to Goalkeeper of the Year. Another one we talked about. But they made the list shorter, basically. Goalkeeper of the Year, Khadija Ermichi of Morocco, Asfor Club, Chiamaka Nadoze of Nigeria, Paris FC, and Andil Dlamini of Mamelodi Sundowns, a South African. I think this is an easy award for Chiamaka Nadoze. Second straight Goalkeeper of the Year award. I don't see any competition right here. She had a fantastic season. If you want to go that route, she went to the Olympics. None of them did. None of the other goalkeepers did. But if you look at what she did with her club, taking her club to the UEFA Champions League group stage, which was completely unprecedented. You had to go past Arsenal and Wolfsburg, 2 top teams in women's football, and they did that. So I don't think it's even close right here. Chiamaka Nadoze, second straight Goalkeeper of the Year award. Might be one of the few awards we pick up. Then you move to the men's side of things for the Goalkeeper of the Year. You got Andre Onana of Cameroon and Manchester United, Yahya Fofana of Ivory Coast and Angus, and Roman Williams of South Africa and Mamelodi Sundowns. Now, I've seen a lot of talk about Andre Onana and people saying he doesn't deserve this nomination, which I guess is objective, but I feel like us as Africans, we gotta know what we're doing. How many goalkeepers do we have at a top club? How many have we ever had at a top club? The last one we had, he had a fantastic season, and once he didn't do good, they threw him out of there. And I don't know, like, we gotta stick together, man. We gotta stick together. Like, when you see people online, Onana this, Onana that, you don't have to like that comment. You don't have to go ahead and say something to join to that comment. These are African players. We gotta stick together as Africans. That's what I'm saying. That's how I feel about this whole situation. So when I see a lot of people talking down on Onana, it really makes me sad. Just like Nicholas Jackson, that made me real sad. Like, come on now. When we get to situations like this, we all gotta push each other to do better. We can't just bring each other down. Yes, you can tell the player, oh, you didn't do this right, you didn't do that right. But when all you do is join in the trolling, join in the talking nonsense, complete nonsense, because anybody with a brain, with eyes, could see that Manchester United was not a good team before Onana got there. They're not going to stop. He's not going to just make them good just because he's joined the team. But if you look at his numbers, he's been doing pretty good. 9 clean sheets last season. Number 6 in the EPL. This season tied for first with 6 already in basically half the games that he played last season. So this guy has done pretty good. He has done pretty good. Now will he win the award? Who knows? But he has done good enough for Nigerians, Africans all around the world to support him. This ain't like, we have competitions, but that's when we get on the turf, when we play each other. But when we see each other in different settings, we gotta support each other. That's how I feel. We gotta support each other. Yes, we can say what's right and what's wrong, but when we're just joining, following people to talk down on your fellow brother, that's bullcrap in my opinion. But outside of Durant, we gotta move on though. Yahya Fofana, Angus, Ivory Coast, of course, won the AFCON with Ivory Coast. I felt like he was fantastic in that competition. One of the main reasons that they won the competition. Of course, with Angus, Angus is not a top club, so you wouldn't expect them to be having an Andre Onana type record over there. But he's doing pretty good, starting every match for him, and that's good enough for me as an African goalkeeper in a top flight league. Just keep on playing for your team. And with what he did at the AFCON, I feel like he's one of the top. He has one of the best chances of winning this award right here. Rowan Williams, the push for Rowan Williams is crazy. It's crazy. But he did have that fantastic AFCON. The quarterfinals, 3 penalty saves, or is it 3 or 4 in the shootout? Did also good in the 3rd place match. Made it all the way to the semifinal of the CAF Champions League, and I feel like all that stuff comes into play. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the person called at for the award, but I would give it to Yahya Fofana. Won the AFCON, plays consistently in France. I think that's good enough. Moving on, we got Interclub Player of the Year, and the nominees are Lacho Flora Mata of Angola and TP Mazembe. You have Doha El Madani of Morocco and Asfa Club, and you have Sana Masoudi of Morocco and Asfa Club. I feel like Flora Mata should get this award. Won the Champions League, was the best player in the competition for me. She was the best player. I don't think it was close. That Flora Mata was the best player. And I don't think anybody was close to it. Maybe MMSN. I think MMSN probably deserved a nomination, but that's another conversation for another day. But I think Flora Mata deserved it. Of course, as for Club, El Madini and Masoudi both finished second to Mata in that final. So I guess that's why they're both there. And you go by my logic last time. Morocco gets 2 nominees, so the winner definitely is not going to be from there. But that's just my logic on that. Moving on, Coach of the Year award, and this is another one we've talked about just like the last one. You have Lamia Boumedi of TP Mazembe, You have Ahmed Ramadan of FC Massa of Egypt, TP Mazembe, DR Congo. You have Mohamed Amin Alaoua of Asfa Club, and you have Tina Sonke Mbuli of University of Western Cape. Now, of course, all 4 coaches coached in the CAF Women's Champions League. Lamin Boumedi of TP Mazembe won it. Your Ahmed Ramadan finished 3rd place with FC Massa. Mohamed Amin finished 2nd place with Asfa Club. And Tina Sonke Mbuli of Western Cape finished in the group stage. They didn't come out the group stage. Honestly, let me not even go into that. But the winner of the award, Lamin Boumedi, she won the CAF Women's Champions League, was fantastic all through that competition. I don't think anybody else should win it. I think she should win that. Then moving on, you got the Coach of the Year finalists on the men's side. You have Emerse Faye of Ivory Coast. You have Sebastien Desabre of DR Congo. And you have Hugo Bruce of South Africa. So Emerse Faye won the AFCON with Ivory Coast. Sebastien Desabre came 4th place with DR Congo, and Hugo Bruce 3rd place with South Africa. Of course, Jose Pizarro, not listed, finished 2nd place with the Super Eagles. But for the winner of this award, MSA Faye, I think, should easily get this one right here. MSA Faye came into the team after their 3rd match of the AFCON and turned everything around, basically. I mean, even for a movie, this would have been hard to believe a little bit. You're talking about a team that looked so poor, looked out of everything, but they bounced back. They started playing some good football, looked organized, looked disciplined, looked like the team they never looked like in the first 3 matches. And I think this is a gimme right here. This is an easy one. Faye of Ivory Coast, I think, should pick up this award pretty easily. Then we move on to the Player of the Year finalists on the women's side. You got Sana Masudi of Morocco, Chiamaka Nadoze of Nigeria, and Barbara Banda of Zambia. So Sana Masudi, like I said earlier, finished 2nd in the CAF Women's Champions League, also plays for the Moroccan national team. Then you got Chiamaka Nadoze. We talked about her for the Goalkeeper of the Year award. Then Barbara Banda, champion of the NWSL, the Women's Soccer League in the United States. Had a pretty good season over there, scoring goals for fun, and at the end lifted the trophy. I think she's the one that's going to get this award right here. Chiamaka Nadoze will probably be a close second, but Barbara Banda, I'm thinking, finally gets her just dues and gets this award right here. Then we move on to the final award, which is the Player of the Year award on the men's side. So we got 5 nominees on the shortlist for this one. People are saying that this might be some kind of trick from CAF. I'm thinking maybe they just want to give some more people the notoriety. At least, even though you don't win the award, you get to come to the awards, get to wear your suit, look good, all that good stuff, take your pictures. I don't see any problem with that as far as we do the right thing at the end. That's just my opinion on that one. The nominees, first and foremost, the man from Nigeria, Ademola Lookman of Atalanta. Then you have Akraf Hakimi of Morocco and PSG. Simon Adringa of Ivory Coast and Brighton. Then you got Rowan Williams of South Africa and Mamelodi Sundowns. And Sehu Girassi of Guinea and Borussia Dortmund. I think he played for Augsburg last season, something like that. One of those Bundesliga clubs. Ademola Lookman, we talked about him countlessly on this channel, so I'm not going to say much about him on this one. Then you got Akraf Hakimi, PSG, of course, won the double with PSG. Made it to the semifinals of the Olympics. Actually picked up 3rd place in the Olympics with Morocco as captain of the side. So that puts him pretty high. Then you got Simon Adringa of Brighton. Biggest moment was the final of the AFCON. You heard Ola Aina talking about, hey man, I was hurt. But yeah, he did his thing, but I was hurt. But yeah, Adringa was on fire in that final. In the EPL, not so much. I'm not saying that he has not been doing anything, but you can't compare the player that you saw in that final to what we've been seeing in the EPL. Then you got Rowan Williams. We've talked about him a bunch already. Then Serhu Girassi, a player that I think it was Augsburg. He got the club record for goals in a season. It was previously 26. He moved it up to 29. The guy was in flames last season. He was in flames. He was scoring everything. The man really had a fantastic season. He scored for his country a couple of times. He scored a hat-trick in a qualification match lately. Girassi is a real top player, and I think that might be the top 3 right there. Girassi, Achraf Hakimi, and of course number 1, Ademola Lookman. I don't think it's close. I think the other nominees have done their thing. No disrespect to them. They've really done their thing, shined their light all across the world, waved their country's flag, waved the African flag, well, if we have a flag of Africa. But Ademola Lookman, Europa League champion, a hat-trick against an undefeated team, a previously undefeated team in Bayer Leverkusen. And he come into this season, just lately scored against Real Madrid. Really should have had the tie at the end. The man has been totally on fire. His team is in first place on the league log. So he's probably going, the award I think is tomorrow. So he's probably going to go into the awards sitting on top of his league right now. I mean, that's just crazy from Ademola Lookman. Totally deserving. I feel like if he doesn't get the award, somebody needs to flip a table or something. Like, don't tell me that. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. But Ademola Lookman for me is the player of the year. And I don't think it's close. I might be wrong, but I really don't think I'm wrong on this one. But those are the nominees. Let me know your thoughts. Put them in the comment section. Let me know who you think should win the awards. I gave you my opinion. Let me know your opinions. Put them in the comment section. And make sure to like this video. It helps the channel. Subscribe. We're trying to get to 100K. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't. And thank y'all for watching. Peace.